With a smaller light source like this, we see the nose shadow very clearly. And by changing the position of light, we change where the nose shadow falls. Let's take a look. When I have it up here, and when I move it down, and when I move it around, the shadow from the nose is also moving around. Okay? If we have the light up high, the shadow becomes very pronounced and might even cross the lip, like this. Up high, you see the nose shadow, and as it goes up, the nose shadow goes down and crosses the lip like that. And that is not so pleasing. And if you have the light too low, the columella will be too bright, and we have that not so pleasing scary light. Light goes down, and the columella goes brighter than the bridge of the nose, and if you go even further, we have this really scary light. Boom. So, is there any good ground rule for how the nose shadow should be? Actually, there is. If the light is too high, the nose shadow falls very low, and this becomes a distracting big black blob that disturbs the rhythm of the facial features and steals all the attention from the face. And besides, a long nose shadow makes the nose look very long, which can be devastating, especially for a person with a bigger nose. The last thing they want is a pronounced nose shadow. So let's take the picture when the light is too high. And now I will lower the light. But we cannot just lower the light. If we have it too low, we are back with the problem with the blinded eyes mentioned earlier. A nose shadow that points somewhere like this means that our subject should be blinded by light if it was a continuous light. So I take a picture to show what I mean. A very good starting point is to place the nose shadow somewhere halfway down the upper lip. And this is of course just a starting point that works for many faces. This doesn't work for a person with a very short nose, since the catch light will be gone. The catch light is way more important than the nose shadow position. So here we have the good starting point. When the light comes from the side, a bit more like this, a good starting point is to place the shadow by the so-called nasolabial folds that real humans have. You know, the line from the side of the nose down to the mouth corner. Ken here, he doesn't have much of a line, so let's draw it. From the side of the nose down to the mouth corner. From the side of the nose down to the mouth corner, like that. Now he looks really angry. Let's put some eyebrows so he really feels angry. Okay, that is the nasolabial folds. Let's place the light. Bring up the head a bit. Okay, so what you're doing is just placing the nose shadow so it follows the line like that, and then place it upwards on halfway down the lip. Something like this. So just use the lines and place the shadow in it. Well, you got the point. Now, I have to clean up this mess. I'm so sorry, but When having a bigger light source, the shadow becomes softer and not so obviously easy to place. But the benefits of having the light placed as if the shadow would fall halfway down the lip still remains. So when you place your lights, imagine you have a line from the halfway down point that always touches the nose tip and continues to the center of the light. This way you will have a good starting point for the height of your face lights, and then you tweak it to shape the light pattern the way you want it. And now let's see Hannah place the nose shadow on a real person.
The nose shadow is one of the most prominent shadows on the face, and its placement is important. As David said, halfway down the lip is a good ground rule. If the light is placed otherwise, you can always move around the head of your model to achieve the same thing, a bit like this. Okay, let's bring this up too high. All right, then you can just bring your chin up just a little bit, down a fraction, there. So now, tiny bit up, perfect, lovely. So now the nose shadow is halfway between the nose and the lip. So let's take a shot of that. All right, Nelly, straight towards me. Perfect. Let's do this with a softer light source. With a larger and therefore softer light source, the shadow under the nose can now be more difficult to see. In order to help you position the light correctly, I follow this imaginary line from the midpoint on the lip, through the nose tip and up towards the light. That's generally a good starting point. So let's take a shot and see how it looks. Okay, good as you are, Nelly. Perfect.
Okay, now we have looked at the pitfalls and solutions when shooting a face. So let's look into some of the industry standard ways of lighting a face. They are all based on the direction of light, not the modifiers. You shape it with different modifiers to get different looks, but I will light it using only small light sources. And this way, the light and shadows will be as visible and clear as possible. I will start out with only one light to give you the foundation of standard face lighting, and then go into 2 and 3 lights. So, let's start with what I would call the industry standards of lighting a face.